like yourself, these grim days, I'm asking an awful lot of questions. As our country slips more and more away from us and represents us, that is the power structure, less and less, you wonder, what can we do? What are the right questions? This is supposed to be a representative democracy. We're supposed to have people standing for us in Washington, D.C. and in Annapolis. And less and less of that is happening. And meanwhile, all sorts of tragedies come down. The ecology gets worse and worse. Life in this country becomes more violent and more ugly. Foreign policy is a shambles. Bush and his cronies seem to make exactly the wrong moves. And you wonder where all of us stand relative to this. And what questions should we be asking? So, 4 nuclear wars that we have fought, and the spin doctors in Washington will say, well, depleted uranium shells, or the bomb used in Afghanistan is not a nuclear weapon because they are in the process of trying to narrow the gap between conventional weaponry and between the big nuclear stuff. Another item would be 103 nuclear power plants that we have functional here in this country. But what conclusions do you draw? I remember Bertrand Russell writing from a London jail in 1962. And Russell, as you know, was a Nobel Prize winner. He was a world-class mathematician and philosopher. And he had been jailed. He had done what most professionals will not do in this country. He had been jailed at a peace demonstration doing resistance in London. And they locked him up. And he wrote from that jail, he said, well, Kennedy and Khrushchev and Gateskill and Macmillan and all of the leaders of the West are taking measures to kill us all, period. And he got that out of jail, and it was covered in the British press. And I wonder if the same conclusion can't be drawn today. I don't want to go into the motivation of our leaders. That would be a suspect course of action. I don't want to judge them. But what are the consequences of what they're doing? And how does it affect the children and the elderly and the infirm and people like ourselves? How does it affect us? That's the only question. It's the only human question to consider. So are they taking measures to kill us or not? Yeah, I would say so. And that we commit civil disobedience if our conscience dictates that. See, because central to the whole thing is the law. You know, death is legalized, and that's why this country is in trouble. And that's why the world is fast being turned into some sort of gigantic insane asylum. Francis Boyle, who is a friend of ours, and he's an international law expert at the University of Illinois, says we only have 2 things left to us. We have the First Amendment, and we can talk to one another, and we have the right of assembly. And that's all that's left to us of the Bill of Rights. And we better start using it, because the times are ominous and they're critical. Thank you very much.